Well, good morning there, Zach. I'm making this video especially just for you. I know all your buddies will be trashing me, calling me a man, and calling me all this fucked up shit, all these names and all that, because that's what people on the right like to do. But you know, when I dropped a message in one of your videos, you told me to message you, which I did. And to my disappointment, you ignored it. I really thought that you were going to be a man and you were going to stand up to it. You know, let me give you a little info on me. You know, first off, I'm 64 freaking years old. I've been on this planet for a long time. Nearly died once. Was found in front of my office in a puddle of vomit in a diabetic coma on the way to the hospital. I had a heart attack. I laid in ICU for a couple of days. I was told I may not make it out of there, but I made it. I decided I was going to live my life the way I always felt like I was inside. Coincidentally, when they were testing me in the hospital, they discovered my chromosomes are different than most males. My chromosomes are XXY. It's called being intersexed. Now, I know, you know, you're a firm believer in God. I'm part Native American. We believe in spirits, not a particular God. In my culture, in the Cherokee culture, there's several references to people that are called twin-spirited people, and it goes back hundreds and hundreds of years. And they are people like me, people that identify as both male and female, or have both male and female parts, or act both male and female. And in my culture, they are highly revered, as is in many other cultures. So who is to say who is right? Is your beliefs right? And by the way, in the Bible, nowhere does it say to hate somebody. Matthew 7 clearly states, "Thou shalt not judge, or you will be judged," which by saying somebody identifies as a strawberry Pop-Tart, you're clearly judging somebody. Yeah, I want to show you a beautiful scene right here. It's what I wake up to in the morning. This is the corner of the Susquehanna River and the Chesapeake Bay, where my motor yacht is docked. You'll notice there's the name of the boat, Fort Julia's Motor Yacht. And there's my name, Captain Vicki Miller. Now, I've gone through a lot of tough things in my life, a lot of stressful things. I did things that a lot of men don't have courage to do. I was a dive master, a rescue diver, and an underwater crime scene investigator. I've been down to 210 feet. I'm educated on how to jump out of helicopters as a rescue swimmer. I've done underwater welding, underwater salvage work. I've floated boats from underwater. And I've been almost killed twice. Anyone know something? None of that scared me. Not one tiny little bit. Not one. What scared me in my life, the only thing that scared me in my life, was my first day walking out of my house as the true me. Someone I knew what I was at age 6. When I came home from kindergarten and told my mom I'm going to be just like a girl named Jolene Decker and have long blonde hair and wear pretty dresses. But of course, that didn't go too well when your mom's a Catholic and your dad is a Marine and the son of a Lutheran minister. I was told if I was gay, I would get the gay beaten out of me. That was before humans evolved and humans were educated on the subject, which many of us are. You know, in year 2000, my strength and courage was put to the test again. On my daddy's deathbed, he asked me to do 2 favors for me. He wanted me to get back into music and playing, and then he said, speaking of which, I want you to do one last thing for me. And I said, sure, Dad, anything. He said, I want you to play taps for me at my funeral on your trumpet. Well, Zach, since you support Military Man, I'm sure that song, if you're halfway human, will send chills up your spine or chills down your arms. But it's a whole different level, man. It's a whole different level when you're playing that song for the man in the casket. Sergeant at Arms came up to me after I got done playing, and he said, son, you have balls. Yeah, that was the toughest thing I ever had to do. But I did it. Why did I do it? Because my daddy asked me. And I'm sorry you lost your father, by the way. I know that pain and I know it well. But you know, transgender people like me, we just want to live. That's all we want. You don't have to agree with us. You don't have to like us. You don't even have to respect us. But to disrespect us the way you did and talk down about us is wrong. Especially those who have served. You know, in one of your posts, I put a picture of my friend Logan Ireland. Now, let me tell you something about Logan. I'd bet dollar to donuts. In fact, I'll put $1,000 on it. If you and him got into a boxing match, he would beat you down like a mop. He's the biggest, burliest man I've seen in a long time. And you know what? He was born with a vagina. And he served our country, along with his wife, who was the opposite of him, who was male to female. They were the ones that were responsible for getting open transgender service in the military under President Obama, which I know you hate him. But the thing is, at the end of the day, man, we're all Americans. We're all on this earth to live our lives the way we see fit to do it. You know, like that document says, we the people. That includes all of us. The white ones, the black ones, the Mexicans, the gay ones, the straight ones, the transgender ones, the bisexual ones, all of us. We're all Americans, man. And until people like yourself and people on the left realize that those politicians in the office are there to do one thing and one thing only. That's to line their pockets. How does a man like Mitch McConnell, who only gets $175,000 a year, be a multi-millionaire? Because of all the crooked political PACs and all that bullshit. Look, I was going to get into politics. I quickly realized how crooked it really is. I didn't want no parts of it because that's not me. I can't let anybody own me. And without donors and you selling your soul to the devil, you can't get anywhere in politics. And look, I did business with Donald Trump in the 80s. I understand what he's the biggest racist criminal son of a bitch in the world. Look at his track record. That's all you got to do. You know? But all you got to do is look at history. Just look at history and what happened under all the presidents. That's all you got to do. Draw the conclusion by yourself. I'm not going to get into a political debate with you. I got to say, man, I love your humor. I love your sense of humor. I think it's great. I love what you do as far as supporting kids with cancer, supporting veterans. I'm right there with you, buddy. I'm right there with you. You know, in one of your other posts, you said you love everybody. Well, if you love everybody, you know what? Correct what you did. Correct what you say. Say, you know what? I trashed transgender people, and that was unfair. A real man will stand up to what they do wrong. A real human will stand up. Look, I did things wrong. I did things wrong in my life. And one thing I did, once I transitioned and became the real me, I realized a lot of those things that I did wrong. And you know what I did? I went back to those people that I did things wrong to and apologized to them. One man I had a great conversation with yesterday, and we became tighter friends. And that's all we got to do, man, is we got to respect each other as humans. You know, we can be different. How boring would this country be if we were all the same? We can have our debates. Look, you know, in your comedy tour, Chad Prather, I've watched some of his stuff. It's funny. Some of it's funny. You know, some I disagree with. But I'm not that weak that I'm going to sit there and trash a complete different side. Look, my daddy was a Republican, my mother a Democrat. I saw the good in both sides, and I saw the shitty in both sides. I'm not a Bernie Sanders or AOC fan. I'm not a Donald Trump fan. I'm a John McCain fan. He was a stand-up motherfucker, that guy. He was one stand-up guy. John Kasich, he's another good Republican. What's his name? The little guy that was on the January 6th committee. You know, another stand-up Republican. Okay? So we can find middle ground. We can find decency without being nasty and trashing people. You know, people trash Mexicans and this and that, you know, for coming over the border and stuff. How many of y'all are motherfucking full-fledged Native American? Not too many. Not too many. Most of y'all are technically illegals. I'm half Native American. You see the difference? White people look at, they have rights. They have their rights. Native Americans, we look at it as obligations. I look at this bay that I'm looking at right now, and my obligation is to do right by it. Okay, to not pollute it, to not dump overboard, to keep things clean. Okay, we don't look at it as it's our right to run our boats out there. It's our right. No, Mother Earth is there to take care of us. When we fail Mother Earth, that's when we all die. You know? Now, I love the fact that you're a hunter that harvests deer and you consume what you eat. That's what we did as a family. You know, my dad and I, we went out duck hunting, deer hunting, bear hunting, and we consumed it all. And it's great. And like you said, you know, beef at $8 a pound, fuck that, when you can go out there and slaughter a whole deer and you got meat for months, you know. By the way, I'd love to taste that venison sausage. I bet that's really good. I bet that's really, really good. So anyhow, I'd actually like to collaborate on a video with you. You know, I live on a 45-foot President motor yacht. And I'm devising a way right now. I'm doing a charity for a dog rescue. I'm getting a pup from these people. And I'm doing a charity cruise for a dog rescue. And maybe I can put something together for veterans for you. I'm on the Chesapeake Bay. And there's some great fishing up here, great crabbing up here. And you'll be seeing some live videos from me. So I'd love to talk to you, love to collaborate with you, man. I hope you're you're up there enough to just contact me. Thanks.